Hey, my name's McLean Bobbitt. I'm a real estate investor out of East Texas. I've been doing curative title work for the last 4 years. I'm gonna show you today how to be super competitive in your markets that are competitive. You're gonna be chasing deals that no one else is competing for, and most times the sellers don't even know they can do anything with it. So I'm gonna break it down in a very simple video. I'm gonna show you in 3 different phases and then give you some giveaways at the end of the video and also throughout it. So we're gonna break down our data part, the acquisition, the disposition when it comes to curative title work. So let's define curative title work, curative deals. Curative deals are basically those real estate deals where there's multiple deceased owners, there are breaks in the chains of title, there's lien holders that are missing, and you can't get payoffs, Medicare, federal tax liens, things like that. So these are the deals that we specialize in. We have very little competition, if that, and it's essentially the deals that 95, probably 98% investors are going to pass up on. And so if you can get really good at finding these deals, you'll have little to no competition. Your cost per contract is going to go significantly down, and you'll be a better investor for it too. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. We're going to go through the data first. And again, I'm going to keep this very high level and make it where it's easy to be understood here. So on our data, we're very simple on our stuff. It's not that hard to find these deals. It's working through the problems is the hardest part. So for example, what we need to do is we need to get our favorite list, which for us, it's the tax delinquent list. So tax delinquent, T-A-X, delinquent. I'm just gonna put tax D. And then we also have the tax foreclosure list. Okay, these two are our favorite lists here. Typically, my joke that I like to tell our acquisitions team and I like to tell sellers is, the only guarantees in life are death and taxes, and if you're not dead, you probably have enough problems that you're like, I don't care about the taxes. So typically, our messiest title deals end up on one of these 2 lists. And we have people that are behind taxes like 25, 30 years. We saw one last week that was 68 years behind. Don't know how that happens. So you can get away with not paying your property taxes. But you want to get these 2 lists. Typically, your tax foreclosure list is going to be an attorney, A-T-T-Y, and then tax delinquent is going to be your tax collector office. Okay. For a lot of people, this is the hardest thing, and it keeps a lot of people out from doing deals like this. So a lot of our group coaching, our one-on-one mentees, this is where we get hung up on, is getting the tax list from the tax collector. So there's a tax collector and then the tax appraisal office. Tax collector is the guy who comes in and goes, hey, well, you need to pay your taxes, here's your bill. Tax appraisal is the guy who appraises your house for $500,000 when you only paid $100 for it. So you want to get your list from the tax collector, okay? That list is probably gonna cost you anywhere from the cost, again, to get in these types of deals, it's not that bad. Okay, to get the list, the tax delinquent list, it's gonna cost you anywhere from $0 to $150, okay? That's your base cost. The tax foreclosure list is always free. It's from your attorney. In Texas, the 2 biggest tax attorneys are Linebarger Goggins and then Purdue, Brandon, Fielder. So that's where you can get the list free from. So your list from the tax collector is gonna be anywhere from $0 to $150. That list will come to you in a CSV, DAT file, TXT, or a raw data file. And let's go on to the next step in this list. So the tax office is going to give you the list. It might take them 3 days to get it. It's going to be a DAT file, DAT, TXT, CSV, if you're lucky, or what's the other one? DAT, TXT, CSV, or it could be a flash drive, could be a CD. Anyway, they'll tell you how it is. If they are like, hey, you have to come in person to pay for it, money should be going off in your head, because the harder it is to get this list, the easier it's gonna be for you to find deals, because most investors are gonna pass on it. So once you get this list, we have our contact that we use on Fiverr. You can have them scrape the website, so they'll scrape it. You wanna get the key information, so like years behind, property address, mailing address, things like that. You wanna make sure it's just like your other wholesaling list, but you want it formatted correctly. So if you need a contact, reach out, DM the word Strat, we'll get you the information, and we can get you our contact on Fiverr that can square this up for you. So you want to get one of these lists, or if you can get both these lists, and once you have it together, you're going to send it off to someone to clean up the list. So clean up. Okay, they're gonna clean up the list, and then you're gonna parse it out. So parse out, P-A-R. Okay, what you're looking for is anyone that is 3+ years behind, I prefer deceased owners. I'm just putting deceased. And then anyone that has P.O. boxes, multiple properties. Okay, this is just a couple different parameters here. If you want to know more and like how the other 13 parameters that we do have whenever we look at a list like this, you can go check out the group coaching on there. But for example, at the bare minimum, we're looking at people that are 3+ years behind. So we're going to dive right into the next thing. We're going to take this list and here we go. Once you have these lists, what you want to do is 3+ years behind minimum. And obviously there's 13 other parameters that we look for that meet our criteria from prior deals. And we go, hey, it's a high value target, let's hit it. So this is the data part. For us, what we use REI Sift. It's been our main data management software for our marketing, skip tracing, things like that. We've been using that for about 3.5, 4 years now. We use that, we put it into our REI Sift account, and then we move it on to acquisitions. So I'm gonna summarize it for today's video, but this is the data part. Acquisitions is super easy. Your script is gonna be way different. That's actually one of our freebies here. So if you've watched this long in the video, we're gonna give you our acquisition call examples and our call script if you join the group. So our acquisition phase on this, it's gonna be the same as your wholesale group. Hey, I'm looking to find out what's going on with this deal. So for us, we tee up our leads. We actually add what's called a researcher in here. And then it goes to acquisitions. So let me explain that. If you'll give me just a second, I'll explain the whole process on here. And all right, so let's break this down. So we operate in what's called a spotter and shooter setup for acquisition. So our spotter, if you're familiar with like sniper teams, our researcher comes in, we've already filtered this data, so it's obviously our better targets. Our researcher comes in and finds out, are they deceased? Do they live at the same place? Are there any next of kin? Is there an obituary? What this does is it frees up the time for the acquisitions to be able to look at in a very quick one-page summary, which we show you in a group coaching. If you decide to go that route, you can see what that looks like, where it's the exact information your acquisition needs to make a 30-second decision and go, is this worth going into, or is there like 20 next of kin? So this is how we operate researcher acquisitions. Our calls are a little bit different. I call them the lost puppy approach. So once your researcher comes down your acquisitions, you start making your calls. Your calls are gonna be like this. Everyone's used to the wholesale conversations, which is, hi, Miss Smith, I was calling to see if you want to sell your property at 123 Main Street, No, don't want to, click. Okay, 3,000 that to get a deal. We're not doing that. Our average KPI, I'll show you in a second. So our average KPI is 23, as of right now, so June 2025, it is 22 dials to a contract. Sometimes it does vary, it's a little bit higher, or if it's like next of kin, we do have to sort that out. But every 22 dials, I'm not talking conversations, 22 dials we're getting a contract. We spend quite a bit of time on the research phase and obviously acquisitions, reaching out to people, but we average 22 dials to get a contract. Not conversations, so if y'all are thinking, hey, 50 conversations to get one contract, this, like, or 50 conversations to get one lead, and 50 leads to get one contract, throw those metrics out the window. Our average group mentee, they're averaging about 50 to 75 dials to get a contract, but for our team here, Lone Star Equity, we're about 22 dials to get a contract. So our conversations, it's a lost puppy approach. Basically what you're doing is you're going, hey, talk to next of kin. Hey, Miss Sally Sue, saw this property, might have some title issues, looks like there's some taxes behind. Do you think you could help me with this, or do you know anybody that could help me with this? And you want to sound like you're lost. You're trying to figure out what's going on. And they'll tell you, yeah, that was my brother's property. We've been taking care of it. This is this, and we just don't know how to clear title. So we stopped paying taxes. because the problems were so big, we didn't want to put money into it, things like that. So that's how your conversation goes, and you build it out. Obviously, there's more details on the acquisition process. Follow your state rules, intesty laws. That's the biggest thing I could tell you to do, is read up on your intesty laws. Intesty laws. So be very familiar with your state's intesty laws. I don't know why I'm blocking that. If you need a call example, we'll give you a free acquisition call examples. Just comment, or you can go to the link. You can actually put calls, if you're watching this on Instagram, comment calls, and you can get that call script, or you can follow the link below, get that information. The second freebie we're gonna do is the offer calculator. These deals are not your typical max allowable offer, 70% of value. What we're doing here is we're buying out people. We are buying their seat at the table. We're inheriting the problem. Think of it like you're buying your way into the family. So you've talked to the heirs, you're buying a seat at the table. So you're now becoming an owner on title. We do this because one, it eases up the title process. Two, it gets the #1 problem done with a lot of deals. How many of y'all have deals that take 3, 4, 5 months to clear title, and you got a seller that's working with you, cooperating, they're working with you, and then at month 4, they're like, I'm done, I'm not working with you. Okay, this solves that problem. So now you take the sellers out of the equation, and now you are one of the sellers. So you're able to solve title problems a lot quicker, more efficient, and there's less cooks in the kitchen. So we're buying out either, depending on the needs, we're gonna buy out the deed is our #1 thing. We're gonna buy out the deeds. Buy out the deeds. Once we have the deeds, we start working on clearing up the title work, and then we move on to our next step, which is disposition. Super easy process, but our main goal is to buy out the deeds. So one, we have a seat at the table, we become an owner of the property outright, and now we can inherit all the problems, and we can start working them as if we are the owners, which we are. And our disposition process, what it looks like is this. So this is what the process looks like for disposition. Once we become the owners, we have a special warranty deed, so special warranty deed or general warranty deed. We are now the owners on title. So special warranty deed, general warranty deed, once you work with your attorney. Again, this is high level for the concept, so y'all can get it down today. Special warranty deed, general warranty deed, you are now the owner. Okay, you're now the owner, so what can you do? You can go list it. That's exactly what we do. We throw it on the MLS because we're the owners. We can take any offers we want. And what our typical deal looks like is, right now, we can buy out our typical deal. We are spending about $2,500 to buy out deeds. What do we call that? We call that our, we call it our price. It's cost basis. I don't know why I went blank. Cost basis. Very small writing there. So that's our cost basis. That's our cost to get in the deal, about $2,500. Okay. Our average deals right now, they're on market as is what we're selling them for, is about the $40,000 to $50,000 mark. 50K. Okay. And typically these have about $7,000 in liens. Horrible writing. I'm just gonna go and call myself out on that. So all in, we're about $10,000, and then realtor fees are honestly pretty small in this, so it's about a $30,000 net profit on most of our deals. So what that looks like, okay, so what that looks like is it's an average net profit of 30K, okay? Mind you, some of these deals, they take like 24 hours, some take like 2 months. But it helps buying out the interest here. So average net deal 30K, that's after $2,500 in, 7K in liens being paid off, and we can sell on market as is value for about a $40,000, $50,000 as is. So what do we do with this? This is our whole process here simplified. But if you want to learn more about this, we are offering group coaching. We've got about 49, just under 50 mentees right now in the group. We have about a year and a half of videos, and we also do weekly coaching calls to show you how to find deals like this. So instead of going from $7,000 contracts for your PPC, SEO, PPL, you can do $2,500, buy out the deal, and go make your $30,000 net. Okay, the next thing we have is JV deal partnership. If you don't want to learn any of this, but you have deals just like this, whether you're a realtor, investor, bring those deals to us, we'll help you get paid on them, and we'll work the deals for you. If you don't want to learn this, it's just too much headache, bring them to us. We love them. So wherever you are in your journey, if you want to have call examples, you want to know how to make the offers, you want to come into group coaching, come learn from like-minded individuals that love these types of deals, or if you want to do JV deals with us because you don't want to learn it, perfectly fine. What I want to do is be able to give y'all an opportunity to learn this type of material, make more money for yourself, change your lives. But at the end of the day, if you just want to be doing the same thing you want to do and keep spending your money on PPC, by all means, there's enough deals to go around. Thanks for watching. Hey, you stuck around for the whole video. First off, thanks for watching the whole video. Hopefully with some great content. I'm gonna do this for you since you watched the whole video. Message us, freebie, FREEBIE, and we'll give you a 7-day free trial into the group coaching. That way you can join one of our live calls on Wednesday. You can see what it's all about, watch some of the content, figure out if you want to join or not. Doesn't hurt my feelings, but I wanted to see if we can get you something for your time watching this whole video. Hope you loved it, hope you enjoyed the content. Message me if you want any more content like this. Again, thanks for sticking around.